Okay, so in this lesson, in lesson 11, we're going to be editing video in Photoshop. And as I said, if you have a lower level of Photoshop, some of these tasks may not be able to be done. But it's definitely gives you more options than going the iMovie route. In this lesson, we're going to create a video timeline in Photoshop and add media to a video group in the timeline panel. We're going to add motion to still images. We're going to animate type and effects using keyframes, and we'll add transitions between video clips, include an audio in the video file, and then render it. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and get started here. And what I pulled up here in your lessons was the end MP4 video in D2L. And I'm just going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and so I opened this up in QuickTime and we will take a look at it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the window menu and we're going to basically open up the timeline panel. And you can see the timeline panel right here. And I'll widen it up a little bit for you here. And basically the timeline panel is similar or familiar, something you might be familiar with if you've worked with Adobe Premiere or Adobe After Effects. And basically this is where you assemble and arrange your video clips, images, audio files, etc. for a movie file. You can edit the duration of each clip. You can apply filters and effects. You can animate attributes such as the position or opacity. You can mute the sound, add transitions, and do other video tasks without ever leaving Photoshop. So each video clip or image included in the project is represented in the box in the timeline panel and also as a layer in the layer panel as well. Video clips have a blue background and the image files have a purple background, as you can see right here. At the bottom of the timeline panel is the audio track. On this panel here, this right here where I'm circling is the play button. This right here is the playhead. Beach song right here, this is the audio track. And the purple panels again are the image files, and the blue ones are the video clips. So if we click play in the timeline panel, we can actually view the movie. And as you saw, the playhead just moved across the panel. You can see it's here at the end. And it just displayed each frame of the movie. And we can press the space bar while we're playing it to pause playback. And we can also move this to play it at a particular area. And I just press the space bar to pause it as well. And again, the playhead location determines what will appear in this document window. On the left side of the time panel are animation keyframe controls, and you'll use these to animate the position of the attributes of the image and the video files across time. I closed out the end file, and now we're on to create a new video project. And it's a little bit different than working with still images in Photoshop. Some people might find it easier to create the project first and then import assets you'll be using later. You can choose a video preset for this project and then add 9 video and file images to include in your movie. So first off, we're going to create a new file. So we're going to go into Photoshop and go File, New. And we're going to call this 11 Start. And we're going to choose Film and Video from the Preset menu. So Film and Video. And then we're going to choose HDV, HDTV 720 from the Size menu. And then we're going to accept all the defaults. We're going to hit OK. And then you can go ahead and save this right now. And we'll just call it 11 Start PSD. We'll go to our 11 menu and save it in there. Okay, so now we're getting ready to import our assets. And Photoshop provides tools specifically for working with video, again, such as the timeline panel. To ensure that you have access to the resources you need, you're going to select the motion workspace to organize your panels. And if you remember, workspace is up in the window, and we're going to go ahead and select motion. And this will change the palettes that we have available, and that they'll definitely be more applicable to the video that we'll be doing. Okay, so I changed my display here so I could get a wider screen here for you to view this. And what they having us do is just make it so that the timeline panel covers, just, about half your screen. You can zoom out a little bit and or zoom in a little bit to get this a little bit bigger. And again, just kind of put the timeline panel there. And in the timeline panel, we are going to click on Create a Video Timeline. And this will give us a layer 0 and an audio track, as you can see right here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up those files. But rather than opening them up in the menu here, we go down to layer 0, and we are going to click on where you see this little film strip area here, and we're going to go Add Media. And we're going to go and navigate to where we have our files for this lesson. And I guess this isn't the lesson I want here, so let me just a second here. Okay, so then anyways, we're going to go ahead and navigate to these files. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to shift and select all the files up to 6, and we're going to go ahead and click Open. So anyways, now you see that all of the images and videos have been imported into our video group 1. And if you look over at the layer panel, you can see we have the different clips right here. And this is where we'll start working, changing the duration and the size of these clips. So basically layer 0 has nothing on it, and that's this layer right here. And so we're just going to go ahead and delete layer 0 because we no longer need that. And as you can see, the clips here are different lengths, and meaning that they'd play for different amounts of time. But for this video, we want the clips to be the same length. So we're going to shorten them all to 3 seconds. So basically what we do is if you see how I'm going to go right to the edge of one of the clips, and you can see how I get this control timeline magnification. And as I'm moving it forward, you can see the duration up in the right hand corner is where we can go ahead and change the duration of the video clips. And it's kind of hard to get it perfect. I know I've tried. I usually end up at about 3.3, but just kind of get right in there and make them all about 3 seconds here. So I shortened them all to about 3 seconds, and shortening the video does not compress it. It just removes part of the clip from the video. So for example, if we had wanted to have another part of that, we would have changed it differently so that we could have a different portion of that particular clip. And so now that the clips are of the right duration, we still have some images that may be the wrong size for the canvas, and then we're going to look at resizing the images. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the family layer, which is selected right now, and it's also selected in the time panel here as well. And we're going to click the triangle in the upper right hand corner of the family clip in the timeline panel to open the motion panel. So we were down, we had the magnification slider down, so watch when you bring them back up. Now you can see more of the panel here, and that's found down here on the bottom right here. And this is the right hand arrow I was talking about. And so what we're going to be doing here is we are going to select this, and we're going to give it a motion, and we're going to do pan and zoom. Okay. Now what it did was it did resize the image here in my screen, and so I'm just going to click off the area, and then I'm going to go back and click on no motion. But we'll have that image stay the same here. And then we're going to go ahead and click File, Save As, or Save, and go on with the next step. And the next step is animating with keyframes. So we may not get through this whole thing here, but it's going to be in part 2. But right now what we're going to do is animate text with keyframes. And keyframes allows me to control the animation and effects and other changes that occur over time. And a keyframe will mark the point in time where you specify a value. To create a change over time, you need to have at least 2 keyframes, one for the beginning of the change and one for the end. Photoshop will interpolate the values of the positions so the change takes effect smoothly over a period of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into Video Group 1, and where this little film strip is, and we're going to click on New Video Group. And then we're going to go to our text tool and select the horizontal type tool. And as you see, I should have been on Video Group 1 with that. And select the type tool here. And once I click on, it's going to create actually it was in Video Group 2 that I wanted this in. We are going to type in Beach Day using a Myriad Pro, and we're going to set the type at 600 points. And then up here,